Hey everybody, this is DIY Daddy, and today we're going to take a look at how to use RootX to clear roots out of your house's main sewer line. First thing we're going to do is take the lid off the RootX container, and you'll see once you remove the lid that the container is divided into two separate compartments, and that's to keep the chemicals separated until you're ready to pour them down the drain. Now this stuff can kind of have a smell to it, and the powder can float around if you shake it up at all before you open the lid. So make sure you make sure it's settled before you open the lid, and try not to breathe too much if you have shaken it up at all, because it really can bother your lungs if this stuff gets in your lungs. The next thing we need to do is screw this handy dandy funnel cap onto the top of the container here. And the cap, this funnel has a lid on it so that you can tilt the contents from the container back and forth into the funnel to mix them up very well before you pour it down the drain. So the first thing we need to do before we can dump this down the drain is we need to mix this up. So we want to hold the cap on the top here, dump that material, the chemical, down into the lid, flip it back down, and go back and forth a couple of times here. You can see some of that dust is coming out, so I don't want to breathe too much here. Get that material mixed really well together, get that powder mixed in together here. Now once that's mixed, I'm getting into my lungs. Once that's mixed, you want to make sure that you've got enough water handy. You're going to need 5 gallons of water for every pound of RootX that you use. This is a 4-pound container, so I'm going to need 20 gallons of water. I've got that ready on standby here so I can pour it down all at once, and I don't have to keep running back and forth to the laundry tub to fill up my water containers. So now we're ready to start our treatment, and when I pour this powder down the drain, I'm going to want to make sure that I'm not breathing it in. And I'm going to be ready with my water so I can pour the water right down the drain after the powder. Now what's going to happen is when the water hits this powder, it's going to start to foam, and so I want to make sure that I keep putting more water down the drain to push that foam down the line, because I've got a 100-foot sewer line here, and a 4-pound container is intended to treat a 100-foot sewer line. So I want to keep pushing that foam down the line as I add more water. And I don't want to do too much water, because if you put too much water in, you're going to push the foam right out of your sewer line, and you're going to waste the $80 or so that you spent on this 4-pound container of RootX. And so you have to make sure you use the right amount of water. And again, for this 4-pound container, I'm using 20 gallons of water, right around that. So here we go. When this is done, you want to make sure you don't run your water for 4 to 6 hours after you flush this down the line. Otherwise, you'll rinse the foam out of your line. You can see the foam is bubbling up right there. I'm going to keep that water flushing down so I don't get it coming out into the basement here. Still see some of that foam down there, even after putting all that water in. There we have it, about 20 gallons of water down the drain, 4 pounds of RootX in the sewer line, and that's gonna stick to those roots that are in the line and kill them off, keep them from growing, and eventually the dead roots will break off and flush down the line out the sewer. I'm gonna clean up around this drain here, get those chemicals off of my carpet. And yeah, I know I probably should be wearing gloves and probably should be wearing a mask rather than trying not to breathe the powder, but don't give me too much grief in the comments. All right, it's all cleaned up. Put my sewer line cap back on here. I love these sewer line caps that have this Allen screw on the top. They're really easy to put in and tighten up and easy to get on and off if you need to. Just tighten this down. That's tight enough. Good and sealed. Put my little piece of carpet back over here. And there you go. All set. So that's how I use RootX to clear roots out of my sewer line. Ever since I started using RootX, I haven't had any issues with drain backups, and the sewer line seems to be pretty clear. I haven't scoped it to see if there are any roots still growing down the line, but it has been probably a year or so since I ran RootX down there, and so it's been due to have another treatment for a while. Some people say to use it every 6 months. I haven't used it that frequently, but this 4-pound container should have me in good shape for a good while. Make sure you wear a mask when you do that, and also wear gloves as well, just to make sure that you're safe. And keep any children away when you're putting it down. You don't want them to get in contact with it or be breathing it or anything like that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. This is one of the first videos that I'll be posting. And so I'll be curious to see what comments you might have and whether there more videos like this would be worthwhile. So thanks for watching. Again, this is DIY Daddy signing off for now, and look forward to seeing you in the future. Take care.